Hey parents, it's Robbin McManne here. If you are yelling at your kids, I want to let you know that this is not an effective way to use your energy in your parenting. And look, if you're yelling and this has become the default way that you get your kids' attention, I want you to know that first, I understand. I used to yell all the time, and I have found a way to connect with my kids so that I don't have to yell, and I share it with every single one of the clients that I work with, and I am so excited to share it with you. And I should know what I'm talking about. From a former angry mom, from a mom that used to yell a lot to a mom who has transformed my relationship with my kids. And I wrote the book, The Yelling Cure. So I know what I'm talking about, and I am so excited to share with you. Now, I have lots of videos that are all on how to get more cooperation, how to understand your kids better, how to get them to do what you want and follow along, and also give you more respect and a lot less attitude. And I am sharing all of those videos on this channel, Parenting for Connection. So please do subscribe. And also, click the bell because the bell will tell you when new videos are uploaded to my channel. I upload them at least once a week, and so you have access to videos that will really help you in your parenting. It is my focus to make sure that you have tools and strategies to help you get to where you want to in your parenting. And if I have a video that doesn't quite hit the mark, leave me a comment, ask me a question. I want to hear from you. And I might just make a video on a comment that you put below. So please do. A little while ago on my Facebook page, I asked my community what if they could change one thing or resolve one issue in parenting, what would it be? And these are the answers that I got. Nyarazzo said more communication, less yelling, more patience, being a good example to my kids. Stephanie said way more patient and way less yelling and more calmly speaking. Tawny said less yelling, more gentle parenting, and unconditional love showing. Sarah said patience and yelling. Cassie and Ariana both said less yelling, and so did Jennifer. And Michaela said way less yelling, less laziness. So now she's talking about her kids, less patience, and explanation skills. I wish that I stuck to my guns about things because now nothing I say gets listened to because I just let everything slide. And then she adds that I wish I spoke to them better when I was super annoyed at them because I feel that I have a tendency to have an attitude which they project back to me. Yes, there is an overarching need for parents to communicate with their kids without yelling. And the reason why is because we get triggered by our kids' behavior. We yell, we get angry, we make their behavior mean something that it may or may not mean, and then we react to it. In fact, what I always say is that parenting is on two sides. On the one hand, literally, is your child and their behavior and what's going on with them. And on the other side is you. And what usually happens is that your child is over here and they are in their own bubble of feelings and needs and experiences and very limited experiences. And the filter through which they look through the world is very limited. And it also is all emotion for the most part. Our kids are very emotional at the beginning of their life. And that has a lot to do with the way the brain develops. So you've got your child over here. And then on the other side, you've got us. We've got us, and we have got the feelings and needs and all the emotions that we have swarming around. Plus, we have expectations and we have our own past pain and past trauma. And so what happens is our child acts a certain way, we interpret it in a certain way. And when in fact, what our child's behavior is really doing is really communicating to us that something's going on. And so they're trying to communicate like this, we're trying to communicate like this, and we completely miss the mark. So what we need to do is show up a little differently on our end, understand a couple things so that we can change the way the behavior is expressed through our child. And it does require us to make some shifts, which I know can be uncomfortable, but let's face it, if you're watching this video, you're already uncomfortable. And I want to salute you. I want to honor you for being here and for watching this because I already know that you are a great parent if you are here watching this and you are so not alone if you yell, not even a little bit. Just want you to know that. So let me just ask you in the comments below, tell me what is one thing you would want to change if you could change one thing or resolve something in your parenting. Let me know what that is. And I just might choose your comment to make a new video. All of your comments are welcome. Please do comment below and I will do my best to answer it. And again, I might just make a video out of it. So when we're talking about parenting and our child is over here and they're not listening and we're over here and we're frustrated, we often will be busy doing something that's taking up our attention, right? And so we're just calling down to them, okay, you guys, let's go. Like maybe I'm upstairs getting ready and my kids are downstairs watching TV. Well, I'm calling from another part of the house completely. I'm on a different floor than them. And so our kids, because when they're doing something, they are so engrossed in what they're doing mentally, emotionally, physically, they are captivated by shows, by screens, by the Lego they're playing with, whatever it is they're playing with, reading a book, it could be anything. And they are really in another world. And so when we call from another place, we're not connecting with them and we're not really allowing them to disconnect from whatever they're doing. And we're also not respecting that they're doing their own thing and they can't hear us or even hear us passively. So we've got to change our approach. Now, one of the reasons why we do get so mad, and I'll tell you, this would make me very angry. And I was able to recognize that I had a lot of childhood stuff where I wasn't heard a lot as a child. And that's really what it is that we want to be heard. It is a fundamental human need that we all have is to be heard and to be listened to. And a lot of us weren't when we were children. And now we're the boss, right? Now we are the boss. We are the parents and we better be listened to or else. But who we're mad at is not the child in front of us. We're yelling at the wrong person who didn't hear us. So we've really got to go and do our own work and heal ourselves with that side and show up and be there for our child. Because I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that their behavior isn't personal. It's never personal. And they can't ever make you feel a certain way. We just feel a certain way, either because of the story we're telling ourselves, because of our own past pain, or the way we're interpreting it, right? The way we've labeled our child too. Maybe we label our child as a whiner or a jerk or a pest, right? Maybe we've done that. And now that takes us out of compassion and curiosity, right? So these are the steps that you are going to take to get your child to listen to you the first time without ever having to yell. And the great thing is the more you do this, the more effective it will be. So make sure you keep doing it. Make sure you keep trying. So the first thing you're going to do is in the situation where I just said, I'm upstairs getting ready, my kids are downstairs, that's not going to work. If that's the case for me, I won't even call them because it's not fair. It's not fair. I can't get their attention that way. I can if I yell and I get angry, but that is depleting my energy and it doesn't feel good. And it's not going to feel good for them because they feel like they've disappointed us, that we're mad at them, and that we're unfair. And now maybe it becomes more about our behavior and how mean we were and how unfair we were than it was about them not listening. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait. We are going to wait until we are in the same place as them, in the same physical space. We're going to notice what it is that they're doing. And we are going to go and make a connection. And we're going to give them a little lovey. We're going to rub them on the shoulder, rub their hair, give them a little lovey on the cheek, anything that is a gentle reminder that, hey, mom's here, dad's here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, and then we're just making this gentle connection. We're going to say, hey, love bug, hey, buddy, hey, whatever, like, hi, sweetheart. We're just going in, making a physical connection, and then we're going to start to speak. We haven't made a request yet, notice? And when they are like back into the here and now and they look up at us, that's when we say, hey, you know what, bud? It's time for us to have dinner now. Come on, let's go to the table together. It's time to get your shoes and jacket on. Come on, let's go together. So there's a couple things happening here. One is I'm waiting until they have come back into the here and now. Now, I want to be clear, you don't have to wait for eye contact. Boys are not good with eye contact. Don't expect that from them because it just doesn't work with them physiologically. So don't worry about that. But you're waiting until they're in the here and now. They're back in this moment. They have disconnected from their device, their book, their toys, whatever it is that they're doing. Then they're in a position where they can listen. If not, we just sound like noise. It's like wah, 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 wah. So we don't want to be that, right? But when they are disconnected, they're going to be able to hear us. Then we request, we say what it is we need them to do, but then we are going to take them. How often have you asked your child to do something and then you leave, expect them to do it, only for them not to do it? So this system doesn't work unless you're willing to stay with them. So get yourself ready first, get all the stuff done that you need to get done. Then you go to your child and you connect with them, you make your request, and then you stay with them. And then you give them any help they need. Now, one of the things that you can do, especially with younger kids, is have ready what it is that needs to be ready. So if you need to go get shoes and jackets on, then have the shoes and jackets ready, right? This isn't a time to start saying things like, "Where are your shoes and jacket? I can't believe you never put them where I told you to put them. I can't believe they're full of mud and you never cleaned them off. I can't believe you don't know how to do your zipper up yet. Oh, this is so frustrating. I just wish I had kids that." No, we don't want to do that. This isn't the time. We've got to get somewhere. We have an objective that we need to meet. We got to get out the door. We got to get to dinner. We've got to get to soccer practice, or we've got to get them to bed or in a bath or whatever it is. And so this is not the time to do that. We are just there to lovingly help them with anything that they need. There is this concept where just our presence helps them to be able to do things better and easier. And it works. And you will never be sorry for spending more time with your kids. They will always love to be connected with you. They will always love to have more time with you. All our kids want is us. That's really what they want. So let's give it to them. They will not regret it. And you are ticking so many of their boxes by doing this. You are loving on them, you are connecting with them. And if they say no, what you can do is a couple of different things. One is you can predict the no. And what I want you to do is figure out what you can do to get them on side. Well, I knew you were going to say that, which is why when you get in the car, there's a little surprise for you. Maybe that surprise is a note that says, "Thank you for trying your best." Maybe that surprise is a little Hershey's Kiss, but it doesn't have to be that. It can just be, "I knew you were going to say that, and I get it. It's hard. I know it's hard." So you can do that, or you can say, "Huh, okay, so you don't want to do that now. How do we work this out? Because I do need you to do the thing. I do need you to do it." And our kids, first of all, are so smart. You give them any problem, they will come up with creative solutions. And if you listen to your child, you hear them say, "Look, I don't want to do this thing because of this." Well, you might actually have missed something and you might be able to say, "Oh, okay. Right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So we can delay this by a little bit." But you get to choose in that moment, right? If you have to do the thing you have to do and your child says no, now it's time to problem solve. How are we going to make this work? How are we going to make this work? And listening to them and letting them come up with ideas and not just parenting over them all the time allows your child to have a voice for them to decide how they are going to have it done. And as long as you both can agree and create a win-win, which is what this is all about, then you're going to have a child that's going to listen to you and follow through with a solution that they helped to come up with, because they are much more likely to do what they helped to come up with than to always be told what to do. They're told what to do all day long, every day, in all sorts of different ways. And so this will really help them. So I want you to give this a try. I want you to try all of these steps and keep doing them. Don't give up on the first try. If you forget what you're saying or you forget how to do this, come back, watch the video again. You can watch it on 1.5 speed so it goes even faster, and keep trying it, because the more you do this, the better they'll listen, the more that they will expect that connection, and they'll know that the connection means it's time to listen and that they don't have to wait for you to get mad before they get the signal that it's time to listen. Doesn't that make so much more sense? So for those of you that are watching that have difficult high needs kids that are feeling really frustrated with issues that seem really big, I don't want you to wait until you are in a place where it becomes a crisis. So please have a look in the description below and click the link to book a call with me. Let's talk about what's going on with your parenting, and I'll tell you what I do, how I can help you, and how you can get to the other side of this kind of frustration and kids not listening and feeling like you don't know what to say and do. I will show you how I can help you, because I have been exactly where you are. And I can tell you, it feels so good to have kids that listen, to have harmony in your home, and it makes parenting so much more fun. And by the way, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please do subscribe. Like this video if you liked the solutions that I gave you here today. And don't forget to hit that bell to be reminded every time there's a new video. And I will see you in my next video. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to watch this one. This is on how to say yes and no more effectively so that your kids don't mom you, or repeat and repeat and repeat and nag you and drive you crazy. You're definitely going to want to watch this. Bye for now.